Hello, beautiful souls. It's Reverend Chris talking to you today about Wonderful Resurrection Sunday, also called Easter. I am so happy to be talking about this topic. It's my favorite topic out of all the Bible stories, and it has everything to do with us being Christians today. I'm talking to you in the Detroit area, always representing Detroit. If you watch my videos, I usually have a hood on, which makes me, or that's a symbol that I'm representing my hood. But today I decided not to for Easter. I'm wearing my Detroit Tigers t-shirt. I am using the Catholic Bible today. And this is your favorite Bible study weekly for free on YouTube with your favorite non-denominational minister. I am really excited to explain a lot of things about Easter that you may not know. Basically, Easter is the third day after Jesus died on the cross. It's the day he came back to life in his spiritual divine form to everyone in the town, and we knew that everything Jesus said did come true. So he kind of prophesied before he died that he would come back, and that would prove that he was the Messiah, which he did do. So it's a great day of celebration still. A lot of people ask me, hey, Reverend Chris, tell me how the date of Easter is determined, because Christmas is always on December 25th, whether it's on a Monday, Saturday, it's always the same date. Why isn't Easter? Well, my answer for that is we were celebrating a different holiday just for the holiday of spring in general before this all happened. So Easter is now determined. This is kind of complicated, but I'm going to try my best to teach this. It's determined, it's always going to be on a Sunday, yes, but it has to happen after the first day of spring, which is March 20th, normally on our regular calendar. And then still it has to be after the full moon after that Sunday, or I'm sorry, after the 20th, that first day of spring. So for this year, for example, the 20th of March was the first day of spring. Then that Wednesday was our first full moon after that. Then after that is the next Sunday for this year, so it happens to be March 27th this year. Now, the moon runs in 4-week cycles or monthly cycles, so if you had just had a full moon right before the first day of spring, it would push it out about a month. So spring and the full moon it all has to happen in that order for Easter to have a date for that next Sunday after that all happens. And so that can be confusing for people. It can be anywhere within that 4 weeks after spring, usually March 20th on our calendar, sometimes March 21st. So it has to do with our moon cycle, it has to do with spring, and then we always have to do it on a Sunday. So that is how it's determined. It is kind of confusing. And the thing about that is, spring and Easter coincide because spring is our new beginning. Spring is, our flowers start to come back, the buds come on the trees, everything starts fresh and anew again. And that is what Jesus' death did for us. It started our life over again as sinners. We are able to have everlasting life till the end of eternity, a new fresh start, just like spring. And spring is symbolized by the egg, or, on Easter we talk about eggs. Eggs is a symbol of a new beginning, a fresh start, a brand new life. And that is what we have with Jesus. So if that is too confusing, I'm sorry. I tried to explain that the best I could. I love teaching that lesson. It's easier when you have like a calendar and you understand the moon cycles happen in like a 4-week cycle. But I'm going to talk about this story of the day Jesus came back and showed himself. And our story from last week when we talked about Good Friday, the day that Jesus died on the cross, was in the book of Mark. And as you remembered, he died a very painful death. Well, he had said before he had died, he had let everyone know, I will come back and I will prove that I was the Son of God and that I am the Messiah. After I die, I will appear again. And he did do that. So that is our story of Jesus, and right now I'm going to read from Mark 16, number 9 through 19. That's our Easter story. There's a lot of mention of this in other parts of the Bible after the book of Matthew. There's a few verses that talk about the tomb he was put in, just things referencing the death of Jesus, him coming back, but this is the main story where you're going to learn from. And I would suggest anyone who's interested in learning more about Jesus's life or becoming a new Christian, read the whole book of Mark. It's going to talk about all his miracles he performed, a lot of his life as an adult, and then of course his death and resurrection. So happy Resurrection Sunday / Easter. All right, so Mark 16, number 9 is where I'm starting. In my book, which my Catholic Bible says, Jesus rose from the dead early on the first day of the week, which is Sunday. He first appeared to Mary Magdalene, out of whom he had cast 7 demons. So he had performed a miracle before with her. She went to announce the good news to his followers, who were now grieving and weeping because he had passed away recently. But when they heard that he was alive and they had seen and only seen by her, they refused to believe it. So of course, there's always somebody not believing, especially back then. There was a lot of rumors. It's not like you could film it on your iPhone that you talked to Jesus at that time. Okay, so the number 12 says, later on, as 2 of them were walking along their way in the country, he was revealed to them completely changed in appearance. So then he appeared to some other people after she said this. So number 13 says, these men retracted their steps and announced the good news to the others. So they kind of turned around and ran and told everybody, hey, this Mary Magdalene knows what she's talking about. All right, and then it says, finally, as they were at table, Jesus was revealed to the 11. So Jesus had 12 disciples. Of course, we know Judas, if you read the story ahead of time, kind of turned on him, turned him into the king, and kind of went against him. So now he had 11. And his disciples helped him do his good works like baptizing people, spreading the word, preaching to people. So read all of that. All right. He took them to task for their disbelief and their stubbornness, since they had put no faith in those who had seen him before he was raised. In 15, Jesus goes off. And this is all Jesus's words in the Bible because it's in red in my Catholic Bible. 15 says, he told them, go into the whole world and proclaim the good news to all creation. The man who believes in it accepts the baptism, he will be saved, and the man who refuses to believe in it will be condemned. Signs like these will accompany those who have professed their faith. They will use my name to expel demons. They will speak entirely new languages. They will be able to handle serpents. They will be able to drink deadly poison without harm. The sick upon whom they lay their hands will recover. So basically, Jesus came to the 12 disciples and said, how can you not believe what Mary Magdalene said? She was our homie before. You believed her when I was alive. Now you suddenly think she's making this up. Well, this is what I want you to do. Now that you've seen me, you better go tell everybody and preach to everybody that now they have to believe in me because you've seen me, and they can still perform miracles in my name. They can lay hands on people and heal. They can, be whole again because they know that I am for real. I am the Son of God and I am alive and I did die for them. So 19 says, after speaking to them, the Lord Jesus was taken up into heaven to sit at God's right hand. So now at this point in time in our modern day, Jesus still sits at the right hand of God. He is in heaven. He is fully divine. He's not a human spirit, human soul on earth anymore. And he sits at the right hand of God and he rules over heaven and earth with God. So that's what we believe as Christians. And the story is really beautiful because everything he said he was going to do, he did do. He said, when you kill me, I will come back. I will still be all powerful. And if you believe in me, you'll have everlasting life. And that's what the beautiful part of being a Christian is, that we will go to heaven even though we're sinners. And he took our punishment for us. And that we are all here today to worship him on this beautiful Easter. So have a wonderful Easter with friends or family or just at home. Remember what the day is really about. Spread the word to others. Please like, share, subscribe these videos if you like them or if you learned anything. I love your comments. You can always email me, freeprayerlove@aol.com. You can ask me to pray for you, or you can donate $1 or more anytime on patreon.com on my website. I appreciate everyone that's watching this. Have a beautiful Resurrection Sunday and be blessed.